a minute.
About a minute. But say, what's happening on, man?
Alright, I gotta give it to him for that.
I was trying to stay out of trouble with Wallace. President Wallace.
They gonna blame me for everything, bro.
Maybe kinda hard.
Okay. We got a minute.
Okay.
Mute y'all sound, not what.
Sound check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I just muted y'all over here, so in case you don't hear. Yeah.
I can hear.
Okay. Once I transition into.
Hmm?
Have another piece of paper, sheet of paper. I think it goes to the back. Yeah. You got a pen?
Now get 1 minute ahead. So we on.
Hit record.
Yes.
Okay.
Let you see yourself on the screen. All right, I will.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Community Matters Show. It's Friday. I appreciate y'all allowing me to come into your heart, to your eyes, and to your ears, and to your home. Do all the things that need to be done. Our Community Matters Show, we try to bring the community up to date in what's going on and all the things that we need to know for our city, our parish, and basically our state. I don't do a whole lot of international news, but they're telling me I need to do more international news to make sure that we know all the things that's going on, not just some of the things that's going on. And this morning I got a guest that he ain't no special guest. He come on the show whenever needs to be come on, you know, for to tell us about what's going on with the council meeting, and that's City Council District 1, Pat Lewis. But before we get into that, y'all know I like to start my show off with a prayer. You know, I'm going to call the prayer warrior and see how she's doing today. Our prayers been being answered, you know, all kind of ways with her, you know. And that's a good thing about what's going on with her and the prayer, you know. So I want to say good morning to Florida, Ohio, California. Good morning now. You know, so I want to say good morning to everyone in Lafayette Parish. And on the line I have the prayer warrior, you know, and like I told you guys, y'all prayers have been very helpful, very beneficial, because now she's back and she's back strong. You know, she was telling me she was so down she couldn't drive her own car. Now she could drive her own Corrigan.
Yeah.
So, morning.
I'm doing good, sweetie. I'm still living on the prayers from everybody. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I appreciate it very much. And I know that's what I'm living on. I can feel the prayers.
Yes,
And
yes.
I have the word ready for you guys this morning.
Good morning, and we ready for it.
Come to me, come to me, come to me. This is my continual invitation to you, proclaimed in holy whispers. When your heart and mind are quiet, you can hear me inviting great effort on your part. It is more like ceasing to resist the magnetic pull of my love. Open yourself to my loving presence so that I may fill you with my fullness. I want you to experience how wide and long and know my love that suppresses knowledge. This vast ocean of love cannot be measured or explained, but it can be experienced. And this information can be found in Revelations 22 to 17, John 6 to 37, and Ephesians chapter 3, from 16 to 19.
Wow. Thank you for always igniting our spirit, igniting our heart into the word that is so precious, to where we could really activate our spirit. I thank you.
That's right. And don't forget, I'm very proud of you guys. You know it, Robert. Keith, you guys, I'm very proud of you guys. And you guys know what to do because you keep the word first.
That's right. That's why I like to start the show off with a prayer. And it's always a blessed prayer that you read to us, and make sure that we are ignited and under God's word. I thank you for that.
I thank you, and I'm honored as well, sweetie.
Well, I don't
Everybody have a blessed evening, a blessed day, and a blessed evening.
All right, thank you. Love you.
All right.
Love you for all that you do.
Love you too.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. Well, y'all, is a blessed thing. We can't get rid of us praying, because we pray for different things at all times. And with that, I don't have my disclaimer, but I don't think we need very much disclaimer this morning, because we got our city council, District 1. We're going through election. We're going through the things that I guess we could say need to be done. Early voting. Let's make sure that we have our voting act ready to react to the things that need to be. Blessed to be a registered voter. A non-registered voter, that if we need you can't vote. So let's make sure that we doing all the things that we can, for our civil rights, and the things that we need to make sure that things are going right in our community. We may not want to vote, but guess what? This is the process. And if we participate in the process, we're going to get things done. Not participating in the process, we can't get nothing done. Patrick Pat Lewis, District 1 representative, and right now he's running for state representative 44, and he got a number now. His number is 73, number 73.
Sound like somebody age.
Yeah, almost close to my age anyway. But with that, I want to introduce him as, you go around the community and people say, oh, he ain't doing nothing. Well, let me put this a little bit on the agenda for today. As what he has done and what he's going to be continue doing, even though if he goes, when he get to State Representative, District 44. Early voting at Martin Luther King. In closing the swimming pool at Martin Luther King. You know, those are just some of the things that he did, you know, in the district that needed to be done. And the most important thing that he did, he went out and got the early voting site at Martin Luther King. Down Lafayette Street, it was so crowded. You had to go on the elevator. Some people couldn't take the elevator because now you had too many people going up, so you only could put so many people on the parking spot. You got plenty access to getting in to vote, you know. Okay, after all the things that was done at Martin Luther King, let's go to the underpass. You know, the underpass was highly needed. It was Lafayette resident. You had to come on the mildew, cement, and things like this here. The underpass wasn't being kept clean. Now it's kept well up. You know, I'm gonna add this that I didn't put on my list. But at one time I thought they had got rid of all the street sweepers. Until he got in office, the street sweepers came back. They started cleaning up his district. You know, the railroad, it was an awful place to pass. You know, he went and found out who was responsible for that. You know, also what he did as he came in office, we had Martin Luther King Memorial Parkway sign. You don't drive on the left side, you drive on the right side. So he was aware of that, and he made the signs come on both sides of the street. West of the Evangeline Thruway, he did all of that. You know, east of the Evangeline Thruway, they still basically remain the same. You know, so we're gonna make sure that he got all the things, but at the same token, we into budget hearing right now. And they got a lot of things on the budget. You know, some people know about it, some people don't know about it. They got a lot of other things that's going on in our community that I'm pretty sure that we got the things that we need going on. He's running for District 44 right now, you know, and District 44 take him to Baton Rouge. By him being the councilman on the council right now, he knows what needs to be done here in Lafayette Parish. You know, he knows what to be done for the, he's not a sit-down, laid-back guy. He knows how to go and get things done. You know, I don't want to keep bringing up the railroad track. You know, he didn't stop, you know, because the railroad is a unique type of entity, you know, and they carry more weight than DOTD when it comes down to rail and things like this here. You got Amtrak running on the railroad track, you know. See something good. So if you decided to come back when you travel through Lafayette and Lafayette Parish, you're gonna look at things a whole lot different. Instead of say, oh, I don't want to come back here. They don't know how to cut their grass. They don't know how to do this, you know. So it's a lot of things that, and these are the things that I know that he did. But he got a whole lot more that he have done behind the scene, you know, in his office, with his staff. And say good morning, Councilman Pat Lewis.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here today.
Oh yeah,
And-
always a pleasure.
And thanks to your listening audience.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Well, I'm gonna tell.
That was a long introduction. I'm gonna have to go for you. I don't even live in you this.
Well, all the things that I talk about him, this is factual information, and this is what I kind of get upset about when people say, "Oh, he ain't doing nothing," and all these things I just said to you, he's doing. He has done. He's the only councilman that they attacked it. They changed his district. He was in a historical district, District 3, when he first got in office. But I don't want to kick down no other representative, no other council person, but it looked like that attack was to make sure that it made it harder for him to get things done. And he didn't stop. He may be short, little, but he carry a big punch. And that's what's good about him. And that's what makes it all good. So, Councilman, I know I gave you a good introduction, you understand me, but it's more to it than that, because some things I felt it was better for you to say what you was doing, San Antoine, Willow Street, all the other things, the drainage that you have taken care of. I was on a bus tour with you, and I was shocked to see all the things that the people that was on the bus, that you had things done that you did for. So, like I said, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to add on to what you've been doing, and I know it's gonna be good. You going to Baton Rouge, you're gonna make it better, because now you know what the city and the parish need, are the people that you're gonna be representing need. And a lot of monies come from Baton Rouge, a lot of things that could be done in Baton Rouge, you know how to get it done. So now it's your mic.
Well, I'm glad you let me talk, because people might think, well, he don't talk. He don't want to go around and talk. No, but I appreciate the opening comments, yeah. But again, when you mentioned that people say that I'm not doing anything, we have to realize it's politics right now. It's a political season. So as people campaigning either for you or against you, they may say things good about you, and if they don't want to say things, they're supporting someone else, do something. But again, it's politics, so they'll say things either one way or another. And again, it's a lot of things I did. You say things that I have done for the constitution that I do represent, but there's a lot of things that I will do when I get to Baton Rouge. And that's why I need the people to support me, so I can take Representative Vincent Pierre place. He's no longer running because he's term limit, and he did an awesome job, and bring the things that I can bring to the table, or to the district that I represent, the people of District 1, which was formerly District 3. There's a lot of things I have in mind that I would love to do. And again, what you said, there's a lot of things I did do, and there's a lot of things that you had not said. And I'd like to start off, one of the important things that we are doing now at the council, we are working on the budget. And one of the most important things that we are doing on the budget is giving raise to the first responders. And I believe everyone that wears a badge should receive a raise. Talking about the policemen, the firemen, and also the marshal. In fact, I have an ordinance out there to give the marshals a raise. When the mayor president first started by giving a raise to the police officers and the firefighters, not that he left out the marshal, but I made sure that he included the marshal there.
Right.
So it wasn't in there, but I'm putting it in there, and I think the colleagues will support that, because the marshals are also first responder. They have everything just like the police officers. They carry guns, and also the firefighters. I want to make sure they get a raise. They normally do get a raise, but they need to get a raise starting from the bottom up to the top, just like the police officers. So that's one thing that the councils are taking into consideration. That's one important thing that I'd like to see get voted on, a pass vote by all council members. And again, this is more or less on the city. And what's going on locally, there will be participate and show up if they can. That's short-term rentals. Some people call it STR or Airbnb. They're all the same thing. It's different from a bed and breakfast. And what's the problem is that they have one of my colleagues would love to see put a ban on short-term rentals. He feels that anyone that operates a short-term rental, I'll call it short-term rental, but remember, Airbnb, short-term rentals are the same thing. Okay, so he feels that it should ban in residential single family. So if you live in a single family resident, he feels it should be banned. And as I say, they have some operators that operate in these short-term rentals for the last. So why don't let him get grandfathered in? He doesn't want to get grandfathered in. Now I heard there's some amendments that's coming up that he may allow them to, for neighbors that live around that particular area, to continue on operating, but you have to get permission for your neighbors. From my understanding, I didn't read the amendment all to allow a short-term rental. You can have one. And again, remember, we're talking about in single-family residence. So you have some people coming out and supporting him, but I want people to understand what single-family residence is. Just because you live in a neighborhood that mostly everyone home is single family doesn't mean your zoning is single family. Your zoning may be residential mix, meaning that you can do small business, barbershop, things of that nature. That's residential mix. So a lot of people may be in a residential mix and you're fighting not to allow it in a single family residence because you think you live in a single family residence. And you don't. You live in a residential mix. And that's where a lot of people is confused. They're thinking, oh, because my neighbor has a single family, I don't have any apartments in my neighborhood, or I do not have any.
Hold on, Carla.
Or I do not have any grocery store resident. No. Check your zoning before you come and support not to have it in a single family, because you're allowing people not to have it in their neighborhood, but you're allowing it in your neighborhood. And some people come out, and I saw them, they came support not to have it in certain neighborhoods. And I told them, do you know what you are fighting for? You're fighting to keep it out of their neighborhood, but bring it to yours. No, it's single family. They check and they find out they are in a residential mix. And I say, you're fighting for the wrong thing. Before you fight, make sure what you're fighting for. Okay. So if you don't want it in your neighborhood, make sure you're in a residential single.
You got one of those?
I have one what? Well, I live in a single family, but I don't mind having a short-term rent. But I do not own a short thing. Again, this is politics. I heard there's somebody saying that I have some, short-term rentals, and I do not have. I have rentals, but they're long lease rentals. Yeah. Okay. And the difference between a long lease rental is that you sign a lease, and all my rentals are leased. Short lease is not short-term rental. So that's important. So I'm glad you brought that out, because some people don't want people of color in their neighborhood, and that's how they are keeping. They want to keep certain people of color out of their neighborhood, but they can go in any other neighborhood. They say, "Oh, put them in a commercial, put them in our mix," because they figure that people of certain color will not look and find out what zone they're in. But I'm here to tell them that you are in a residential mixed neighborhood, and you allow the people that don't want them in their neighborhood to go in your neighborhood.
Yes. We got a call.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, John. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing good. I just want to call and I just wanted to piggyback on what the host was saying about Mr. Lewis. You know, when this guy was our councilman in our district, I saw this guy Austin. I actually knew what type of car he drives. You know, because the guy, you talking about the big things he did. I'll tell anybody about a lot of little things that Pat had did when he was our councilman. Now we have a community, like a neighborhood meeting every so often, and he had a few of them. He wasn't too helpful. So I just wanted to say, I agree with everything what you were saying about Mr. Lewis, because he was a very good with you, and I want to just put it out there that you're one of the best councilmen we ever had in our district. And good luck going forward, sir. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, caller. And yes, I did do a lot in the area, and there's a few things like Mr. Wallace was saying that I have done. But again, there's a lot of things I did, a lot of things I have done, and a lot of things that I've done that nobody really knows. Because I don't want people to think that I'm bragging. You say, well, no, it's not bragging. It's facts, and it's true. The facts is there. But there's things that I have done, which I said a few times. But there's a lot of things I would love to do in Baton Rouge if you guys can help me get to Baton Rouge. Because, and a lot of things when we talk about politics, because I'm with the administration right now, the mayor president. But you have to be a negotiator. All the things that's done in the district, I have to get the mayor to approve it. If the council members, nothing going to get done. So if I get to Baton Rouge, whoever's the governor, I'd love it to be Sean Wilson, but if he's not the governor, right? If it's someone else that people really don't like, I have to work with him. And if I can work with him, which I know I can, things are going to get done for Lafayette, especially for the north side, for the people that I do represent. All my jobs, since I started in a career, you was a customer of mine for anything you needed, from cashing checks to loans and what have you. I had to work with you. I had to negotiate to make sure you get what you need. Then I went to the school board. I had to work with the bus drivers. I had to work with the parents. I retired as an auditor from the school board. I worked 26 years in the school board. I worked in different departments. And again, I retired as an auditor, and I had to work with the auditors, with the people that I'm auditing, with the staff. I had to work with everyone. I don't care what type of audit I did, from a mechanic, a grocery store, to a doctor, to an attorney. I wish I could have, but I worked with them. Now when I became a city councilman, I had to learn that, hey, no matter who was the mayor, from Joey Robideau to Josh Guillory, to get things done. There's a project that's been on the book for almost 50 years, the Walker Road project, the drainage project. A month ago it was completed. 1 month ago it was completed. That's something that's been one of the oldest projects on the books, and then finally got completed a month ago. And how did it get completed? When the administration, when we started the budget, he asked me, give me 5 things that you need in your district. He asked all council members that. And I told him one of them was the Walker Road project. You have a call.
We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
How's everything going for you this morning?
I'm doing good. I see you have my good friend.
You got a question or a comment for her?
Well, I got a question for my friend Pat Lewis.
Okay, well, come on with it.
Well, good morning, Councilman Pat Lewis. I want to say I adore Councilman Pat Lewis. He's been my friend for a very long time, and Pat has done a fantastic job as our city councilman, and I think he's going to be a fantastic job as our new state representative. I adore Pat. Anytime I needed Pat always helped me out, and I want to tell Pat I'm standing behind him 100%, and I'm supporting him 100%, and I hope he knows that I got his back.
Well, remember that number, 73. That's the number you're going to be voting for, on election day or early voting.
No, the number's coming yet. I got to check to see if my number came in.
Well, hey, he got his number, so that's why I'm telling you, number 73.
Okay. Well, Pat, good luck, man, and I'm behind you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the call, and thank you for all the flowers that you gave me this morning. All right.
Yes, my number is 73. Again, they've been completed about a month ago, and we start on another project, the university. It'll be 3 phases. The first phase we're starting now. If you pass on university, anywhere from Interstate 10 going south till the underpass or up to Cameron Street, they start to mark the lines and doing some utility movement, easement, get them out the right of way and what have it, because they're getting ready to put sidewalk on both sides. So there's another project I initiated when I first came in office. It started under Robideau. administration that is going to be completed and starting again. Start on the road. He's getting the money. We had to go to Baton Rouge and get the money out there, and with some money came down the pipe, and the administration was able to help me put it into the university corridor. So there's a lot of things that's going on on university. We starting off with the sidewalks on both sides, and the east and the west side, and also going to put some new utility pole. And I had several meetings with the constituents that live around there, and I told them, what do y'all want on the university corridor? And they said, we need the sidewalks. Okay, we put the sidewalk. And I told them, also make sure, and I told them, don't be, a lot of times people want to do some improvement, beautification. You want to make it, I don't want to put, I say, I don't care, put a big dollar amount, a dollar sign, we go in and get the money. What? I say, they want to put flowers, some azaleas, and a few plants. No.
Something that don't cost all that.
You can go right there at Walmart, they might donate it to us, or Lowe's and what have you. It's something that is there now, you see, they're working on it right now. Then the utility pole, and the utility pole will not be just that silver color you see the pole. I want some color in there. So we're gonna have another meeting probably in about September, somewhere around there, which is next month. And I wanna come up with a beautiful color. So when you're coming into Lafayette, especially coming on University, you're gonna see a beautiful. I want it to be very welcoming. I always say that if you look at it, you follow me when I was representing District 3, I always say we have these corridors. You have University should be the main corridor coming into Lafayette, and I want to feel welcome. You have Louisiana Avenue, you have Evangeline through which 49, you have Ambassador Court at Ambassador Caffrey, and you also have University. But I would always mention University because that was the first corridor coming into Lafayette. So that's why I wanted to always feel welcome. So there's a lot of things. Then there's a drainage project that was complete when I started representing the District 1, is the Nottingham Drainage Project. There was a project that been on the books for quite some time. I hadn't represented them, but in 3 years I was able to make that happen. Also Acorn, I did represent them. And I did also a drainage project on Helen Street. So to make years, I brought in close to $100 million into the north side of town, and 98% was in the black community. 98% of $100 million. So if I can get elected and go to Baton Rouge with all the knowledge I have, working experience, and the negotiation experience that I District 44.
I forgot all about the drainage project that you did on Marie Street.
Yeah, Marie Helen.
Marie and Helen.
Yeah.
We had a bad dip on Marie Street. You straightened that out. Another thing on the drainage on the corner of Madeline and Washington Street. Man, you would drop a teaspoon of water there, it was flooded out. Now, you had all that taken care of. When it rained, we could still pass and don't have to worry about going, 4 or 5 blocks to get around that, So the things of it is, I know you did a whole lot. Like I said, I thought they got rid of all the streets.
And also the flushing trucks, because people was having problems with drainage under their culvert or their driveway, so I was able to send up flood. Again, that's what you call negotiating. So I don't care what people be saying, again, it's politics. Pat hadn't done nothing, or he's with the administration, with Josh Guillory, but I'm telling you, that's how I get things done. No matter who's the administration, when it was Joe Robidoux, I had to negotiate with him. And I'm not gonna forget my colleagues, my fellow council members. I have to work with them so they can approve the project as well. So if you don't get along with people, nothing happens. Nothing happens. You have to get along with whoever is there. You're working with your colleagues. As I said before, I did a lot of things as a council member, but I want to look forward to the future. Things that I can do if the people help me get to Baton Rouge. Again, I know I did a lot. You appreciate it. Callers have said that. People know that. People say that I have. You remember when I was first running Wild? You remember way back when people said I didn't know anyone?
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone. Yeah, but that's the same thing. They say I didn't do anything. But I know a lot of people from my history, what I did, from banking to transportation, and I'm always was in the community. I was born and raised. I was born in Monroe on Short Street. We lived there for, I think, till I was 6 years old. Then I moved to Washington Heights on Ribery Street, and I stayed there until I got married. I've been married 45 years. That's how long I've been married, 45 years. And I retired after 26 years in the school system. Somebody that's stable and committed. Being married 45 years, that's a long time. When you say, Brother G?
Well,
45 years, almost close to 50 years. And one wife, 45 years, 2 kids, and 2 grandsons, and retired from a company after 26 years. Plus, I have about 40 years of working experience, 14 years in banking, and I had a few little jobs, but full-time jobs was 14 years in banking and 26 years at the school board, and married for 45 years. So put that my record against anyone else's record and all the things I did. I think number 73 is the way to go.
well, let me ask you this: is it anything that would go against you to where you couldn't, you would make the District 44 shame of what you done did in your past? You got anything on your record that's gonna hurt us as you being the representative for District 44?
Well, no, I do not, but I appreciate the question. And again, I would like everyone to look at my record. You can go from my record from my marriage, how long I've been married, my working experience. I retired from the company, and also banking. I just transferred from banking because at that time, and I started banking in 78, and I realized there was no retirement. Can you believe in banking there's no retirement? We had a retirement Social Security. When I was leaving after 10 years, when I decided to leave, they told me I was vested, and we had just started the 401k, which I know a lot of people know about 401k. I said, well, I may not leave if I have enough money in my 401k, and now so I said I might as well get out and go get my job with retirement. So I did that. In fact, I started USL in 74 because I finished in 75, but I finished early. Not that I was smart, but I had all my credits. So I went to USL in the beginning of fall of 75. I marshaled my class in 75. I went to USL for about 2 years, and I got married. And then I started working in banking. I would take courses at night. And then I had a daughter, and I decided, well, I want to go back full time. I had only, I think, 30 hours to finish. And I realized, being out to supervise in banking, I realized bus drivers were making decent money to raise a family and all. So I said, well, hell, I want to go back and finish, get my degree. Which was about 3 years later, 2 years later, I earned my degree. But I kept driving bus because I opened up a mortgage loan company. I did a few other things, and I decided, well, it's almost time. I want to get a decent retirement. So I went in the office and I started running the transportation department. And I did that for about 8 years, and then I went back when I finished, and I went back and became an auditor for the school system. So I'm well-rounded. I have a lot of experience in negotiating, again, working with the kids. And in fact, I have some students right now that have signs in the yard and supporting me. Because I remember when I was driving the bus, I said, y'all remember Mr. School System? I hired about 300 bus drivers and bus attendants, and I think that's how I met you, Mr. Wallace, when you want your CDL.
Yeah.
I went back to school when I became because I remember, let me tell you a little story. Dr. Easton was the superintendent at the time, and I met him. He was at Walmart, and I just went and shook his hand with him, and I told him that I'd like to have a conversation with, because I like to go in the office and what have you. He said, well, come visit me. So I went and talked with him, and I told him I'd like to go in transportation. He said, well, why do you want to be in transportation? I said, at that time there were around 360 bus drivers. I said, Dr. Easton, we have almost 400 bus drivers, and only 8 of them are black. And only about 5 are black female drivers. I said, I want to make a difference when I go in that transportation department. So 2 weeks later, he called me back. He said, do what you got to do. Go in there. He put me in that department. So what I did, I knew there was a problem with people getting their CDL license. So I went to school to make sure I'd be a third-party tester so I can help people pass the test. So I would train them. I'd give them the 40 hours of training, and then I'll do the road test. And I mean, I did the road test. People come from UR, Barry, Franklin. I would tell them, while I'm there, if you have a spouse that want to get their license, tell them to come see me. I'll make sure I train them and give them everything, the tools they need necessary to be the driver. So right now they have about 300 bus drivers in the system, and bus attendants that I am responsible
Yeah,
for.
well,
And some of my students that rode the bus, because they were, back then they were college age, started going to school, I told them, why don't y'all ride on the bus and go get your education? And I hired a lot of people, so they go back and get their education. That's a good job. You drive bus, a few hours in the morning, a few hours in the afternoon, and then you go in between, get and park.
Mr. Lewis, as a person who have been on different digital media platforms, I have two questions for you. This platform at AOC gets funding from, I think it gets funding, if not, you correct me, from city parish government and also from maybe some of the some of the media companies here in Lafayette, LUS, maybe Cox, I don't know. Would you, even on the state level, would you continue to support platforms like this? Then I'm going to ask you the other question, you could answer both of them in order. And as the candidate for District 44, what do you feel is the most pressing needs in the community if you are elected as the next representative from that district?
Okay, your first question, yes, I think last year, we contributed close to $300,000 to AOC. In fact, you guys usually have a meeting, not a meeting, but a celebration once a year. I remember coming, I came to mostly all of them. And, I'm a big supporter of AOC, and I think, I can't speak for my other colleagues, but I do believe as well, because I know last year, that's how much money we contributed out of town. One of the things that I, not only the north side of town, but Lafayette as a whole, because, you're more than one district state representative in this particular area. And also, me represent St. Martin Parish and St. Landry Parish. But there's a lot of issues that Lafayette that's dealing with right now. One of the big major issues that we have in Lafayette, not the other parishes in Lafayette like Bruce or the other cities. I'm talking about Lafayette as a whole. I do believe that we need an elected chief of police or commissioner, something like that. Not one that's appointed by the administration. Someone that is liable or beholden to the citizens of Lafayette. If you vote that commissioner or the chief of police in, they are committed to the people that voted them in, not to the administrator. So if the administrator tell them to do something or don't do that, that's what we listen to. But if you vote them in like I'm an elected official, I work for the people. The people don't work for me.
Right.
So you see, and that's what it should be, how it should be. And another thing that I would love to work on, which I started last year in February, fix the charter. That's another issue, that the charter that we have now, when I first became an elected official, I was a city parish councilman of District 3. Now I'm a city councilman of only District 1. Then you have 5 city councilmen from 1 through 5, and then you have Lafayette. Everything's Lafayette Parish. Lafayette is the biggest city in the parish with the biggest population and the biggest budget. We have almost $1 billion budget. Youngsville, probably 18 million. Broussard, maybe 12 million. I'm just talking, might be a little less, might be a little more. Dusson have the smallest budget, which is about maybe $3 million. But they have their own elected chief of police. They have their own council. Last year they had what they had was election last year. They had election. If you live in the city of Lafayette, you cannot vote in their election. When I say the election there, I'm talking about the other 5 cities: Broussard, Youngsville, the chief of police, and their council. If you live in the city of Lafayette, you could not participate in their election. This year we have our election: the mayor, and you have the council members, and some judges. But
the parish
can participate in our election.
But we can't participate in that.
But we cannot participate in this. So they can elect a mayor president. They can elect the parish council members. And the problem that I have the biggest problem I have with it, you have 5 parish council that meets in City Hall, just like we do. And they vote on issues in the city when they need to, but they don't pay city tax. And everybody talk, you hear it all over for years. I've been hearing before I became a councilman. Taxation without representation. I say it's reverse. You have representation because they represent people. They represent some city people, but they don't pay tax to the city. All 5 of them, not one parish council pays city tax. So I have a problem with it. And I believe city people should have a problem with it as well, because they represent you, but they don't pay tax. But they can tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But they don't pay tax in the city of Lafayette. They pay city tax to those cities. I'm talking about those parish people that live in these unincorporated areas that do not have utilities from LUS. They have water wells, they have septic tanks.
But they have say so overall.
What goes? Yeah, they can have say so in the city of Lafayette.
Yeah.
And then they vote for councilman. And then the other issues that I have, they are parish council. They don't go to the council meetings in Scott, Dusson, Cancun, and Broussard and Dusson. Those parish council don't go to those meetings. If they do go to the meetings, they have to sit down in the audience and raise up their hand to speak. But when they come to the city meetings, when they have their meetings in the city hall, they sit down and who pays their salary? Right now, we pay 80-20. That's just about how I split up. Everything in the parish. When I say the parish, I'm talking about these people living in these unincorporated, I call it little islands, not those other, municipalities like those cities and all. Like you have like Prairie Box, Derby Heights, and the other little areas around Birdsong. The people know those that have a water well, and they have utilities with Slimco or Entergy and what have you. And they don't want to, and the city help them when they need their street resurfaced. Anything they need is the city. It may take them a while to get it done. And when I remember one of the council members, when I started protecting the city, one of the council members said, "Well, we don't have police protection. Y'all do. Y'all have the sheriff, and they don't pay for it. You know who pay for their police protection? Everyone does that live in the city, the parish of Lafayette, because you pay parish tax. If you own a home in the city of Lafayette, you pay city tax and parish tax. If you own a home in these little unincorporated area, you pay only parish tax. And then you know what they say? They're defensive. Well, I pay taxes when I buy some. I pay sales tax. Well, I pay sales tax too.
Yeah,
I pay city pay. I pay city and parish tax. And when I purchase something at a store or a car, I pay sales tax as well. So I'm being taxed twice.
But look, on the phone over here, we got Paul out of Lake Charles.
Okay.
Paul.
Yeah, good morning, Lafayette and the surrounding areas. Hey, I'm enjoying your program, Brother Wallace Barlow.
Yeah. But,
hey, man, you got a beautiful guy over there, man. That guy doing that's what I'm talking about. That's a public service what y'all got right there.
Right.
I don't know the guy, but I'm kind of listening a few times he been on that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you got a good guy there, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, public service.
Well, that's why he needs to go to Baton Rouge. And I know you got a lot to talk about, Paul, but our time is winding down. We got like 5 minutes left, and I want to give him, as much time as he needs to keep bringing the programs that he have established to the forefront, and we're gonna get back with you later on, but the thing of it is, he got a number that he got to keep letting everybody know, number 73.
That's a beautiful thing, Brother Wallace, what y'all got over there, man. More power to y'all, man. It's about liberating our people. That's what I'm about.
And we thank you for all the support that we get from you, out of Lake Charles. I always call you Paul out of Lake Charles. So, we got about 4 minutes left, so let it.
One thing I'm going to share with y'all. I'm tired of living over there in Baton Rouge.
Oh.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Brother
and
Paul.
I appreciate all the good comments. And again, if anyone look at my record and really, I know, again, I'm going to say it for the third time, politics, but if you want someone that know what to do and know how to get things done, number 73, Patrick Paddlewoods, I'm that person. If you look at my record and look from 1 year old, and I'm 66 till I'm 66 years old, all the things I did, I worked for the people, always did, myself. And that's why people would say, Pat don't know anyone with that, because it's not about Pat. I always put people there first. When I do something, all this say, my motto was, if I can't help you, I'm not going to hurt you. Now, sometimes there's certain things that I cannot do, but I'm going to do it by the will. But again, I try everything I can. My phone, as soon as I took office 7 years ago, going on 8 years, I always give my cell number. I can be reached anytime. And believe it or not, people call me on Sundays. I even had people call me on a Christmas day and say, I'm not calling to tell you simple. Monday, are they picking up the trash? Something like that.
Yeah.
But I answer my calls. No matter where I'm at. I used to travel a lot, but again, the main thing is my number is 73. My name is Patrick Pat Lewis. Please, and I ask any and everyone, check my record out. I don't care what you do, my police report, public report, whatever you want to check. You can go to my neighbors where I grew up at. Just check me out. Don't vote for me just because you heard my name. I appreciate it, but find out about me. Know about me, see if I'm a good public servant like this guy said. I guarantee you, all the things you hear about me as far as the good things, the things I did, is facts. I want to do that. District 44, and my number is 73, Patrick Pat Lewis, and I appreciate the support. Help me to get there so I can get the things done in Lafayette that we deserve. I'm the person that can get it done for it. I have the negotiation skill, get along with people, making things happen. I did it in Lafayette, and I can do it in Baton Rouge. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Well, with that, I want to wish you all the luck. Well, I don't call it luck. I'm gonna give you prayers and everything else that you need to get to Baton Rouge. Brother, you got any?
Well, I just want to go to my website. You go to my website, it's electpatlewis.com.
Say it again.
Electpatlewis.com.
Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for him to say website.
Electpatlewis.com. You can look on my website, and there's a lot of information about me. And every once in a while, I'll be updating it as time goes. Again, and my number is 337-25. What have you. And I'm also welcome for donations. Don't forget about that, like everybody else do. Also to help me out. I really want to get to Baton Rouge to work with the people. I'm retired. That's all I do. I don't just like I do now. I've been retired for the last 8 years. Mm-hmm. And my job, I'm committed to the people that I represent. I don't have another job. I'm not looking for a job. I have my job. It comes in. Pat Lewis. electpatlewis.com, number 73 on the ballot. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So with that, I thank you guys for allowing us to come into your eyes, to your ears, to your home, and to your
leadership. And that's proven leadership.
Proven leadership. Yeah. You guys have a great weekend. Don't forget the People Talking Tech Show tomorrow at 9 o'clock, 88.3. June Andrews Show come on at 1 o'clock this afternoon, 88.3. Business to Business. The Open Line Show on Wednesday from 9 to 11. Hey, we got all these, it's real. And we're going to keep trying to let everybody know what we have going on. If it's not the truth, we're not going to bring it to you. With that, thank you, AOC, Brother J.
All right, we out. Let me cut you out.